yeah, you can get this book from the Yadul Ansaar bookshop, and Jazakallah to them. It's at 207 West Road in Overport. So you can come and get your book now, inshallah. So Jazakallah khairun to Fatima for giving us that at the bookshop. Alhamdulillah. We also like to thank my technician. Alhamdulillah. Zakaria always going that extra mile, and to Becca as well. So honestly, they really valuable to us in transmitting a successful program. Alhamdulillah, shukr, alhamdulillah. So coming up next, jam packed program always. And shukran to all you loyal listeners, also all our Facebook viewers. Alhamdulillah, you know who you are. Shukran to you. Please do send us your messages today. Like you do every Friday, inshallah, we will be reading it throughout the program. So you'll have to listen to the program, the entire program, to win this book. So we're going to be taking all the winners. We go through the winners if it's on WhatsApp. Otherwise, we can take a call and we'll ask you a simple question to get a massive book, inshallah. So up next, Nasiha with Maulana Vanka. And the question that was sent in was, it is sad to say that many of our ustads and muallimas are not respected, and they are paid very, very low salaries, and yet they are the foundation of our children's madrasa or religious education. So how can we change this into a positive? And I want to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to Maulana Muhammad Vanka, and shukran for being on the program. All right, so we don't have Maulana Vanka. Inshallah, we're going to be calling him just now. We're going to try and call him and get back to him. And so that's a, we're talking about when you're going to be listening to the program later on as well, we are going to be talking about madrasas. And I think today the focus on the program is a madrasa education. And that is so, so vital, I think, in a child's life, don't you think? So I think today what we're going to focus on when you're calling us as well is talk about your madrasa education and how you went to madrasa, who your muallima was, who your ustad was, and do you make dua for them? And if you do daily in your salah, alhamdulillah, they're going to be, if they are living, inshallah, they will still get that sawab, and it is sawab jariyah, no matter what. So inshallah, we're going to go for a little break right now, but when we get back, inshallah, we will be speaking to Maulana Vanka. If we don't connect with him now, we'll call him a little later, and we'll talk about madrasas, muallimas, and ustads. And later on in the program, we're going to be also speaking to Sheikh Bilal. We're focusing today on our madrasa education, especially in the rural areas. So keep it locked on to 90.4 FM here in Durban, 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. We are coming to you live from 207 West Road in Overport.
Yadul Ansaar is brought to you by Rendry Jewelers, 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Rendry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
People of Palestine need your support now. Africa Muslims Agency is on the ground, already providing food, medication, and emergency supplies in Gaza. Donate any amount to Heal Palestine at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Craving something sweet? Then come on down to the Muslim-owned Waffle On Cafe at Saxony Westwood Mall. Dive into our scrumptious waffles, pancakes, and savory waffles, or try our irresistible croffles. Quench your thirst with our gourmet milkshakes. Planning a kids' party? Then we've got you covered. Find us at the food court Sundays to Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Waffle On Cafe, where dessert dreams come true. Yum.
Yadul Ansaar Helping Hands with Ayesha Jamal brings you the Animal Welfare Campaign. Help us make a difference.
Hey, little
Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, verily, there is heavenly reward for every act of kindness done to a living animal. We are in need of cat food, dog food, blankets, shelter, weatherproof kennels, and funds towards the above, as well as towards urgent cases where animals require medical attention. WhatsApp 060-971-9955 or 084-3041-683. Drop-off zone 207 West Road, Overport. Yadul Ansar, making a difference.
Yadul Ansar is brought to you by Rendry Jewelers, 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Rendry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Unfortunately, we can't get a hold of Malana Vanka, but we're going to be trying, inshallah. And when he comes up, he will be talking about the question or answering the question that we received from listener. Alhamdulillah. So I received this as well, talking about our animal campaign. And it says, Salams, Aisha, my mom is so passionate about your show, and I know she's worrying you a lot, and told me to send you this voice note. I hope, inshallah, one day when you come to PMB, you will come and visit us, inshallah. Yes, we are going to be coming to PMB, inshallah, and doing some of the shows there. There's going to be a whole brand new Radio Al Ansar thing, inshallah. And inshallah, we're hoping that it will be done at PMB. And then you can come and visit us down at the new studios, inshallah. So let's take a listen to this voice note that she sent on her cats.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Aisha Jamal, this is Firoza from Pietermaritzburg. I want to thank Radio Ansar for their program on pets awareness and thinking of our fur babies. I'm a mother of 35 cats. Allah knows I lost 10 and my heart broke so many times. I have no help from anyone. My husband and I assist. Most of my cats I got from Corona where their owners passed on and I took them in. Some were getting thrown into bushes as babies, too many sad stories to speak of. Some I took in with one eye. I give them love and food. Over the years, I got money and we spaded all of the girls only. And when they got sick, the bills were high. But they are very loved, and that's all that matters. They are my family, and I wouldn't trade them in for the world. They are more like my guard dogs, like children with different characters. I have one who is a model, one loves computers, the one is the kisser, the other one just has conversations. I never know what she's saying. If we get any help or not, I just want to say that these cats have healed us and brought so much of love and blessing into my home. And I want people to know that one has to be very selfless to keep a cat. They teach you a lot that normal life cannot. Some things that we have missing in us, they fill. When sometimes Allah sends you a cat, take it into your home. It's meant to heal you or your home. I want to say to everybody that yes, we have to take care of people and things around us, but animals also matter. And there's very little emphasis on and help on and projects on animals, and I think animals are suffering because it's very costly to actually take care of animals, and those that have animals, I take my hat out to them because they are very selfless human beings. And if you could help in any way to assist in this program, I would like to encourage each and every one of y'all to actually assist Radio Ansar with this project. As we all know, our Nabi Islam loved cats, and cats always surrounded him. And cats is a real blessing, and it's also a blessing that is sent down from Allah Ta'ala. So people, please take that opportunity and add to this, take out your wallets and add to this charity event because it's a very good project. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair, sister, and thank you so much for coming on board with us. I know that you have so many cats. May Allah Ta'ala reward you abundantly as well. And it's so encouraging to note that you are, you're talking to all our listeners and encouraging them and inspiring them to to come on board with us for the animal campaign. So yes, it's not about only humanity, it's not about human beings, it's also about animals. We're going to be talking about it later on in the program as well, about 10 to 11 or 5 to 11. So inshallah, yeah, we do need your help. It's quite dire as well in the community. There are a lot of animals that need whether it is kennels, and they need cat food, dog food, whatever it is. So inshallah, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to go for a little break right now, but when we come back, we will talk about madrasas, our centers of education. It provides teachings of the Holy Quran and Sunnah. It plays an important role in providing knowledge, understanding, and experience of Islamic teachings to the younger generation, or adults now as well, who go to madrasa. However, the serious lack of adequate resources and the needs for individuals to possess competencies such as creativity, communication, and critical thinking, communication and collaboration as well, are the main problems facing Islamic education. And that's the main reason we're hosting our next guest from Imam Development Project. We would like to introduce Sheikh Bilal, but when we come back, inshallah, we'll tell you a little bit more about him.
Yadul Ansar is brought to you by Rendry Jewelers, 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Rendry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Almost 1 in 5 South African children attend school each day without having eaten breakfast. This seriously affects their ability to concentrate and understand lessons. The Al Imdad Foundation's Make Breakfast Possible campaign allows learners to enjoy a high-energy cereal at the start of the school day. Help children to focus on learning and not hunger. Let's make breakfast possible today. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
Yadul Ansar is brought to you by Rendry Jewelers, 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Rendry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Riveting interviews, empowering, educating, and appealing.
The question we are really concentrating on today is, are we neglecting our madrasa education in rural areas? And that is what we're focusing on today, inshallah. We would like to introduce to our listeners Sheikh Bilal, who Ismail, who was born in Durban, South Africa, is one of the 3 siblings and comes from a religious traditional family. Sheikh Bilal is an Al Kawthar instructor as well as the head of Al Kawthar Students Guild. And he is the founder and director of the Imam Development Program that currently supports and develops imams in 13 countries. Alhamdulillah, I would like to welcome him to the program. Yadul Ansaar, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياك الله أختي Sister Ayesha and the listeners of Radio Al Ansar. أهلا وسهلا.
Jazakallah khair for making time this morning, Sheikh, and may Allah Ta'ala reward you abundantly for all the work that you do. Alhamdulillah.
بارك الله فيك.
All right, so for the benefit of our listeners, especially our non-Muslim listeners, please, could you explain to us the term madrasa? When you hear the word madrasa or think about your madrasa days as a child or kid, what emotions do you go through?
Okay, خير إن شاء الله. جيد. So when we, especially here like in South Africa, UK, Canada, we say that the kid is going to madrasa. What do we mean by madrasa? Very different from somebody in the Arab land saying, my kid's going to madrasa. Why? Because in the Arab lands, madrasa means school. He is going to madrasa means he's going to school. The word madrasa in Arabic means school, right? So it's just the Arabized version of school. So what we mean here in South Africa and in our context, we mean the religious education that the kid attends, etc. Usually, traditionally in South Africa, it has been that after you finish off your school, Then you go in the afternoon for maybe around 2 hours, mashallah. You go to madrasa. You have the Maulana, you have the Apa, the Muallima who's teaching you. You are learning to recite and read the Noble Quran. Maybe some madrasas you are learning the Urdu language. You are learning about Islamic fiqh, Islamic history, your Islamic education. That's what you get at madrasa. Walhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And Sheikh, can you give us a little bit about, when you were a child, what stood out for you in madrasa? I know I'm putting you on the spot,
Jay.
right?
No worries, no worries, no worries. So I live in Tongat. I live in Tongat here. And I went to a madrasa which was just down the road from my house, alhamdulillah. So we went to school in the morning, 7:30 until 2 o'clock. You finished off school, you ran home quickly, and then your mom had your kurta ready for you, mashallah, had a little bit of lunch, a roti roll or something. You ate that quickly, and by 2:30, you were set and you were there at madrasa, alhamdulillah. Every day, Monday to Friday, you had madrasa, 2:30 to 4:30, 2 hours every afternoon, half an hour periods. You attended madrasa, alhamdulillah. From what age? From the age that you entered into class 1 in the old days or grade 1, right up to when you just began secondary school. So if you're talking about 5-6 years, you were in this madrasa, alhamdulillah. Beautiful, beautiful memories, mashallah.
MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah. So, Sheikh Bilal, watching your many videos that you have posted on IDP, which you are so passionate about, I know. Could you please run us through the essence of this project, the Imam Development Project?
Excellent. Khair, inshallah. Ukhti. Alhamdulillah, the Imam Development Program started 10 years ago, right? So it's not something that started yesterday. I've been a volunteer ever since at the Imam Development Program. And we offer working, employed, graduated Imams a top-up package. I repeat, we offer employed, graduated Imams a top-up package. So he has a job, he's at a masjid, he's teaching madrasa, he's active, he's involved in da'wah, he visits hospitals, he has rebirth classes, etc. So he's active, he's employed, and he's graduated. So it's not somebody who says, I want to be an imam, I want to be a muallima. Not our department. Go to a darul, go to an institute. We deal with the final product. But this imam applies to us. Why? Because he wants this top-up package. What is the top-up package? Plus minus 100,000 rands a year this imam receives from the Imam Development Program. MashaAllah, how? How? We say that we give this imam every month plus minus between 2,000 to 3,000 rands in his bank account or her bank account, because we also have muallimas on the program. That's the cash component. That totals around 40,000 rands for the year. Besides that, laptop, internet, computer, smartphone, clothing, courses, Hajj, Umrah, Aqsa, visit to Turkey. All of this is included in that full package. Right now, we are running a madrasa pack campaign where we are giving the imams 6,000 rands for a madrasa pack, and we'll talk more about the madrasa pack inshallah. So A to Z in terms of what the imam requires. We are a one-stop shop for all imam support. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, and Allah reward you all for that, inshallah. So you have mentioned that madrasa education in the rural areas is in disarray or being neglected, let's put it that way. Is this locally or in many of the countries you work in? I hope that you can elaborate on that, as some people say as well, that it is chaotic in many countries. What are some of the solutions that you have come up with as well?
Khair, inshallah. Okay, so let's try to understand and unpack the problem, right? So, mashallah, the madrasa I went to, middle class families, it's in town. I didn't require 2 kilometers to get to the madrasa. My school and madrasa were very close. My house was very close. I could go from school to home to madrasa within 30 minutes and also eat in between. But that's very different from the township area, very different from the rural area. The school is somewhere, madrasa is 3 kilometers away. At the masjid, 3 kilometers away. How do I get between the school and the madrasa within 30 minutes, etc.? No, maybe I need to go to auntie's house because auntie's house is in the opposite direction. Maybe I'll get something to eat there. Mom and father, they are working. My mother was at home. She's got the food ready for me. But this student's mom and father maybe are not even in the picture. Where does he go? Goes to auntie's house. Madrasa starts 2:30. He pitches up at about 3 o'clock, 3:15. He's already missed some of the lessons. And maybe the teacher doesn't understand his dynamics. Teacher says to him, you know what? What's your problem? Every day you come late to madrasa, di da da. Go and stand there in the corner. Go up and down. You know, you are going to bring me down when it comes to the inspector coming to invigilate and test me and the students at the end of the year. Sometimes, unfortunately, Sister Aisha, it is in the imam or the muallima's interest to ensure that this student who comes late eventually leaves madrasa. Maybe they might leave Islam, because I don't want at the end of the year this kid is in the madrasa and the invigilator and inspector says, you know what, I don't know, these imams and muallimas in this madrasa, they are wasting time, because all of the kids, they know nothing. They say to the businessman, they say to the chairman of the organization, he doesn't know about the reality, what's happening there. So the imam wants these kids, get them out of madrasa. I just have the best kids in madrasa, so they give me fantastic marks, and so the inspector gives me full stars. Walhamdulillah. Mushkila, right? We've taken many a times the system of madrasa, which is very good, very, very, very good. The system we have in Durban, Tongaat, in Verulam, in Overport, in Lenasia, Fordsburg, that madrasa system, mashallah, Iman incubator centers. Madrasas are Iman faith incubator centers. We've got a very robust system here in South Africa, alhamdulillah. But taking that same system and applying it in Kwamashu, applying it in Soweto, applying it in Rwanda, applying it in Nigeria might not be the best recipe. Why? Because the dynamics are different. I give you an example. There's a brother in Australia, in Sydney. He runs Al Firdaus College. He has about 3,000 students in his madrasa. He calls it a college, etc. So I was talking to him. What time do you have madrasa? What days? He says the students come on Tuesday from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., once a week. And then they come again on Saturday. I said, Sheikh, well, what do you call that? That's not a madrasa. How are you calling it a madrasa? You can do that. That doesn't fit my definition of a madrasa. Madrasa is you go every day, 2 hours a day. He said, Bilal, this is Sydney. If we had to apply the South African madrasa system, nobody would come to madrasa. Fathers working, sons working, daughters working in Sydney. The traffic is too crazy. The commitment is too high. He says also, our system here, low commitment, but for a long period of time, right up to the point they reach university. Whereas in South Africa, high commitment, short period of time. Each one has its own dynamics, right? Each one has its own dynamics.
So, Alhamdulillah, what are some of the solutions that people can come up with?
Excellent. Khair, inshallah. Ukhti, I've sent you a video of Imam Khalid. Imam Khalid in the rural areas, and I visited recently an institute organization that has about 30, 40 madrasas. I said to them, you know what? This madrasa education in the rural area is a disaster, is a disaster. Do you have a solution? They said, brother, we are doing this now for more than 10 years. When you find the solution, please give it to us. We want to implement, because we've not been able to figure out the solution as yet. Jaid, let's see. So there's the challenge of the madrasa, kids coming late. So he comes in 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, etc. Maybe a solution could be if we had a feeding scheme at that madrasa. So the kid, when he finishes school, he doesn't have to worry about going to auntie's house and find some food here or go to a friend's house. He knows if I come to madrasa between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I'm going to get some food. Well, alhamdulillah, get a sandwich. So if we implement a feeding scheme at the madrasa, we eliminate the issue of punctuality problems. At least we know they are there punctual, alhamdulillah. But when you have a feeding scheme at the madrasa, you might have another problem, maybe a good problem. Instead of 60 students, you now have 80 students. You now have 100 students. Now, the one teacher was just about managing with 80 students. Now he's got 120. You got another problem that you need to deal with, etc. Okay. Then in many rural madrasas, they have the issue with they don't have any textbooks. Right? Don't only think about South Africa. The Ummah is not only South Africa, right? They don't have textbooks. Example, let's say somebody comes to Durban,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
let's say somebody visits Durban, he visits Al Falah, Orient Islamic. They've got, I'm sure, a very nice syllabus that they operate with. Similarly, the Jamiyat al Ulama Talimi Board, nice syllabus. But that syllabus is meant for our years and our system, meaning Hadith book 1, Hadith book 2, Hadith book 3, Hadith book 4. Then you have fiqh 1, fiqh 2, fiqh 3, fiqh 4. Different books. Every year you get a different book, etc. That can't work in the rural area. All these books here, the goat will eat one, the cow will eat one, the kid will lose the other one. That's what will happen. They need one book which has all the topics in it, everything in one book, mashallah. And recently we had printed in Turkey 7,500 copies. It was cheaper to print it in Turkey, imported by a ship to South Africa, than printing it in South Africa. It's very, very good. It's done by Ummah Welfare Trust in the UK. It's got Arabic on one side, English on the other side. It's got fiqh, hadith, Quran, everything in one book. Any Muslim who goes through that book from beginning till end, khalas, he doesn't need anything more with regards to madrasa. So from amongst the solutions, your feeding scheme sorts out punctuality. Number two, at least the teacher has a syllabus, or some of the students have a syllabus, inshallah. And then from the syllabus, you can make up charts on the board, because you got 80 kids. It's a lot of money to print these books. You can't give every kid a book. At least if you have charts, then they can benefit from the charts. Those are two solutions, and I'll mention more as we continue.
So Sheikh Bilal, how would you allow your listeners to be actively involved in your madrasa projects, and what are the benefits of it?
Jay, these are faith incubator centers. Malawi, Malawi, Malawi. I said it 3 times, right? Malawi, because of emphasis. Malawi Muslim population, and you got Malawians all over here in South Africa. All over in South Africa, we find Malawians. Malawi Muslim population used to be 50% 40 years ago. 50% 40 years ago. Google up Malawi Muslim population now. It is between 13 and 25, 26%. I'm including everybody. I said Muslim population. I'm not talking now Hanafi and Shafi and Salafi and Barelvi and Sunni. No, any Muslim, whatever. The Muslim population used to be 50%, and it has dropped by more than 50%. Who told me this? I was in the house of the vice president of the current ruling party in Malawi. Yeah, the ruling party in Malawi, the what's this party that's the government there? He mentions this. He says we used to be 50, but now we're around 25, 26, right? So we've lost half the Muslim population in like 40 years in Malawi, subhanallah. Same story with million other countries. And from amongst the reasons, because you don't have a robust, decent madrasa system. They go to the Christian school, you come out knowing 20% Islam. His children go to the same school, come out with 10% Islam. Grandkids go to the same school, they got 5% Islam. For him to get married to Samantha and any other girl and make kids out of wedlock is very easy. He doesn't have enough of iman to prevent him from doing that. And so if somebody is really wants to get involved, etc., our details are on the website. The madrasa pack is 6,000 rand per madrasa. They get a massive mat. They get the charts on the board, a desk for the teacher, hats for the kids, burqas for the girls, etc. There's 8 elements to that madrasa pack, 6,000 rands, inshallah.
Inshallah, but I think for our listeners, it would be great if like families got together and then maybe break that down, and then can donate, inshallah, to the
Of course,
madrasa pack.
definitely. Every counts. Every cent counts, inshallah.
So I have to tell you that our technician brother Zakaria is also from, his parents are from Malawi, so he's just giving you a thumbs up for Malawi as well. Alhamdulillah. So Sheikh Bilal, your parting message and your contact details for all the projects that you are doing.
Khair, inshallah. So, ala kulli hal, 35 hours a day of our time is in the Imam Development Program, operating now in 13 African countries: South Africa, Lesotho, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Swaziland, Namibia, Botswana, Tanzania, Mozambique, Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. And there's 511 imams on the program. We are planning to add 500 more next year. And if we can at least sort out these 500 with one madrasa pack each, excellent. Alhamdulillah. You wouldn't understand what wonders that would do to the madrasas of the imams. I will end off with one small story here. Today is Friday. Every Friday, we run something with the imams. You'll see on my status on WhatsApp. It's called Fun Friday, hashtag Fun Friday. The imams are given 40 rand per Friday to buy some sweets, buy some apple, buy some oranges, and have fun with their madrasa kids on Friday. They have a tug of war rope. They play the go under game. They play the jump over game, tug of war. Imams are given a laptop, and so they play Hana and Umar videos, etc. with the madrasa students. The idea is just make madrasa fun on Friday, even if they don't do any other learning. What's the benefit of this? If I come to madrasa Monday to Thursday, I'm going to have fun Friday on Friday. I like my Maulana. I like my Sheikh. I love our Muallima. The guy tells me, come to the church. No, no, no. I like madrasa. I see my Imam, my Muallima, my Sheikh, my Apa in a different light. They play games with us, etc., etc. Completely, well, all it takes is just 40 rands per Friday to have some fun, subhanAllah. We were in Makkah Jira, and we came across two madrasas, and somebody wanted to give each of the madrasas $200 each. I said to the sister, no problem, we'll give the imam 150, other $50 he must use $2, 40 rand per Friday for 6 months, and do this. He started doing it. Other imams from their own pocket started the Fun Friday. Then a donor came to the party, and he's covered 150 or 60 imams. Every Friday they have this Fun Friday here. Well, alhamdulillah, it does a massive and has a massive impact on any student's madrasa education. And I think time is up, and so I will end off here, inshallah. Barakallah fiik.
Jazakallah khair. Barakallahu feek, Sheikh Bilal. May Allah Ta'ala reward you abundantly and your team as well for your endless selfless endeavors and your projects that you are doing in the community to uplift imams and madrasas, alhamdulillah, in the rural areas as well as everywhere else. And may Allah Ta'ala take your program from strength to strength. And hopefully through this program, we at Radio Al Ansar and our ardent listeners receive the ajr, the rewards towards it as well. Shukran fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa
Ameen,
rahmatullahi.
ameen, ameen. Wa alaikum
And that
assalam wa
was
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Right, that was Sheikh Imam from Maaf, that was Sheikh Bilal from the Imam Development Program. Alhamdulillah, doing excellent work there in the community. So if you want to get involved, please do contact him. He has given details. You can go onto the website and on the Imam Development Program, and you can connect with them, inshallah. So coming up next, bathing, washing the deceased. How important is this to you? So keep it locked on. Beautiful, wonderful, blessed Friday. And shukran to everyone listening to us throughout the world. Alhamdulillah, we're getting messages from Malaysia, all on my phone here, getting messages from the UK, as well as Texas and Saudi Arabia. So shukran to all the people that are listening to us right now.
Trying to be as true as I can to you, 'cause loving you the best.